How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another video on Quotely. Log in with our clerk account. That is what is going to keep your data secure. And on this one, we're going to get everybody set up. So when you go to, if you end up on the marketing page, try Quotely, you will end up here on the Quotely dashboard. So what is Quotely? We did not build a CRM, a Rater, or an AMS, or a AI phone system. So the AI phone system is going to come through Gale. Your Rater is going to come through Zywave, who owns TurboRater. And you'll have a Momentum account, now search. It is Momentum by now search. So you'll have your CRM, your AMS, all built through here. So you'll come in and build your profile when you first start it. You'll have a tour through Quad. Quad is our Quotely user agency dashboard. It will take you through the tour. So you have different variations that you can use your workspace to do the quoting. You can work your renewals. The CRM is going to be your client touch point. Staying in touch with your clients. Connect all your carriers. All 50. So TurboRater runs all 50 states, including District of Columbia. So we match that. Alerts going out. This will be alerts to you or your clientele if you want. Analytics. Then Quad. So Quad would be our custom AI. It's our voice agent that instead of typing you can just talk to. Set up your notifications. Join us on Slack. Set up your billing. Set up your team. Integration. So this will be Ivan's, Momentum, all your carrier stuff, and your Gale. So the reason TurboRater isn't on here is we will be the TurboRater built into Quotely. You'll buy Momentum and Gale and TurboRater. It's all bought through us. Everything's included in the pricing. The token limits that you have set. So this is the base package. So the one difference between this and these two is your Gale. You will not have access to your Gale. We restricted access on the base package because we do not allow outbound calls, and it can be manipulated on the base package. If you want to do that, you have to get into the middle or the higher tier. There's everything that comes with it. You'll get Ivans on every one. Your tokens. People had questions about the tokens. They do charge every month, but you do get rollover. So if you only use 40 out of 50, you'll have 10 left over, and so you'll have 60 starting the next month. So basically the way it works, you pick your tokens, and that will determine how much you're going to pay. We can do that over here too. This is more of an interactive one. So 1,600 will get you a starter package. 200 quotes every month. If you don't use them, they roll over. Maxing these out. This is where you would fall. If you're on the enterprise and you're more than 1,000 tokens a month, you can get more. One token is one quote. One quote's one token. So one of the features we have is also if you want your agency to run quotes in both the husband and the wife, or spouse and spouse, it will cost 2 tokens, but you can have everything ran that way to find, if the pricing is better, or you can have it set up to just run one token, so one quote. We did cap it at 50, so you can run 50 at a time. It can be a mix, auto home, all auto, all home. The autos run about 5.5 seconds each. The homes do run slightly bit longer, and all that will be subject to what is available through ITC, or through ZyWave, sorry. It used to be ITC. So Texas, you get down into Texas, and there's auto, home, list everybody out. You can go there, TurboRater coverage.zywave.net. That'll let you find what carriers are available, what products are available. This is, ITC. That's what I started using. It's owned by ZyWave now. This is what it looks like. So a lot of people have an opinion on TurboRater. It may not be the best opinion, but functionality wise it works really well. So why do all this? If you have a product like TurboRater that works flawlessly, but you wanted to update it, so that's where I kind of got the idea was there are bigger, larger companies that put that all in one. Then they've been bought out and the prices keep going up. So why not have some competition? They are not automated. So by automating ours, the quoting is automated, the data entry is automated with Gale. You have an AI agent doing the conversation over the phone that puts all the data in. So then you can say, well, I've had Gale before and it was hard to set up the account. We'll set up your Gale account. We'll tweak everything. We'll set up the transcripts, the libraries, and make it function on a basically a quoting agency. A quoting agency / service. Is this going to take people's jobs? I would say no. What I would say is maybe instead of hiring that new person that's going to take you a long time to train, give Quotely to your existing staff and let them use it as a tool. If that time comes when you are going to transition from one staff member who's retiring, leaving, and you want to bring in a new person that doesn't know the systems, we built this to where if you can just functionally talk, especially with Quad, then it speeds up the transition of learning. You can give them your playbook of how you want things to be ran, how you want things to be done. You get into quad, it's all voice automated. If I stay in there, it's going to start talking. We'll have a whole video on quad. So the layout of this system, red, you're going to lose money, lose accounts, lose policies. Green, you're making money, gaining accounts, gaining policies. You get all your settings. We went over that. We do have our own API key to integrate into other programs. You set your quoting up. This will be how you want your quotes just to be set. So it's just like TurboRater or some other software companies that you have them predetermined that you want it to be a slab. You want the roof to be 5 years old. However you want it to be, just to get through everything. If you go in here and you're loading, say you're going to import, then we're just going to read whatever the file has. So that's where this agency default, you want it to be how your settings are, or you're just going to do client match, and that would just be the answers that they have on the file form of the PDF or the CSV, and we're going to go off the information that they give. So CRM is just going to be the same CRM as Momentum. It's just going to be mirrored to be in here as well. AMS, same thing. Same AMS that's going to be in Momentum, but you'll be able to see it over here as well. Gale, so your call log, everything's going to get loaded into here. So specifically about Gale, the transcripts and the audio recording is going to go into your Momentum account. So when the calls come in, everything that has to do with the texting that client, the phone calls, it all gets put into the AMS and recorded with that client. If you do not have a newer phone system, you just forward your phone number to Gale, and Gale picks it up right there. If you do have a VoIP phone system, you will get a little bit more functionality. Say like we run Ring Central. Ring Central has its own AI proprietary system, and that does allow us to have a little bit more functionality when we pair it up with Gale. Just depends on how far you want to go into the automation. So the tools, basic stuff, call history, quote lookup, customer lookup, VIN, if you need it to make a fake VIN for you because, they only gave you the year, make, and model. It's just going to track your agency, what it's doing. Compliance, that was one of the things I wanted to put in there. So say you have your E&O and it's up for renewal and everything went through and it all renewed, but then you got to send it to all the carriers. Once you load the carriers and the contact information of the carriers, the only thing you will have to do is upload your new deck sheet of your E&O, and then we will automatically send it out to those same contacts that you have listed. And so you don't have to sit there and figure out every carrier and every email, because if you don't, then they could pause your binding ability. They'll absolutely start emailing you, calling you, and hounding you. Your book of business, things that need attention. You got renewals. Alerts are going to go to your staff. You can assign them to your CSR. You can assign them to your producer, whoever you want. So as far as adding on your team, I guess that was another thing people asked. This is not per user. This is just per agency account. By agency account, we just mean agency license. If you want to run the base model and you have 10 staff members, this is the same price. The only thing's going to change is the tokens. It does not matter how many staff you have. This is the set price for all the staff that you have. If you have more than one location, still, it's all going to work the same. Just goes off your agency license. All right, and we will see you on the next one.